Oh, hi. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. So, yesterday we made masterboards. This is the one that we made on screen together. And afterwards, I made two more because I love making masterboards. This one is only foreign language, no English. And this one I added some color to because I thought it was beautiful. So I added some of my Italian Florentine paper. I tried to keep the colors still kind of mute. We've got like like an ecru or cream, the light green. I've got some blue on this music page, light green and muted maroon. So I still tried to keep the colors pretty muted. But anyways, we're going to cut these up three different ways. And we're going to have this ephemera to put in our box of mass make stuff and decorate with. So if you made one, let me know. If you made more than one, let me know. And how do you cut yours up if it's different than what I'm doing? So this first one, I got my cutter out. I got my one with the good blade on it because I don't want a shabby blade. And this first one, I'm going to cut, let me get it here. I'm going to cut it 3 inches first. Oh, actually, let's do it upside down. We're going to do it upside down so we don't know what we get until we're done. And we're not going to turn them all over until we're done with all of them. So let's cut the first one at 3 inches. Okay. And then we'll cut another 3 inches. Sometimes this is part of the fun, is seeing what you get afterwards, and we'll see if we like it. So there's another 3-inch cut, and then we've got a 6-inch cut. So this first one, these are my tops up here. So my first one, I'm going to cut at 6 inches. And then again, let's do 4 inches. Okay, so we've got 6 by 3, 4 by 3, and 3 by 3, 2 by 3, sorry. Okay, this one we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut at 6 inches, and then we're going to cut it again at 4 inches. So we have 3 inches wide, 6-inch, 4-inch, 2-inch. There's that. Now we've got our big 6-inch piece. We're going to cut this at 6 inches. And we're going to cut this at 4 inches. There's that. And then we've got a 2-inch piece. This one, I want to take, this is where I cut it this time, so that means this is my top. I want to take this and I want to cut this in half at 3 inches. There. That's what I have for that stack. That is the first board. The second board, let's cut it. We've got our top on top, so let's do 4-inch cuts all the way across. Let me trim this real quick, so sorry. Just got a little bit hanging off there. I hope this week goes by a little bit faster than last week did, because it sure was a long week last week. I don't know why it seems so horrifyingly long. There's some on the bottom we need to cut off. And I'm just basically getting these ones on the bottom because I want to get an accurate cut on them. I want to make sure that my top and bottom are lining up correctly on my cutter. So there's that excess. So this one we're going to cut in 4-inch strips. And we have a 12 by 12 piece of paper, so we know we'll get 3 4-inch strips out of it. So there's first one. And here's the second one. Now we're going to take our first one, and we're going to cut all these the same size. We're going to cut 6-inch, 4-inch, and 2-inch, all the same. Six-inch. Oh, let me trim this so we get a good cut. And 4-inch and 2-inch, and same thing. We've got 6-inch, 4-inch, and 2-inch. So there's our second board. We got our first board. Here's our second board. And now let's make our third board. This is going to be our colored one. We're going to turn it over. I got the top on top. And I'm going to cut a 2-inch strip. Oop, hand slid off of there. There's a 2-inch strip. And then we're going to cut this in half into 2 5-inch strips. There. Now this 2-inch wide one, I want to use it to make a belly band. So I'm going to do 8.5, because we know that's the size of a journal page. 8.5. And then we'll have a 3.5-inch piece down here. This one and the next one, we're going to cut the same. We're going to cut it at 6 inches and at 4 inches. And we have a 2-inch down there. Same thing. We're going to do 6 inches and 4 inches and 2 inches. Okay, so here's number 3. Okay, got that. Here's number 2. And here's number 1. So let's start with number 3. We're going to have, this is going to be a belly band. So what we can do, we'll get some ink. And I think I'm going to round the corners just small on the small setting. This could also be like a side tuck, but I'm going to use it for a belly band because I wanted another belly band to have. And I'm going to go around and I'm going to ink the edges. I don't know that I'm going to decorate these today because, like I said with everything else, I like to have bases. And then I can decorate according to the journal that I'm putting it in, especially when I'm making a lot like this. So there's that. Okay, so this one we're going to have, we have a 2-inch by 3.5. That's the other half of our belly band. Let's make a tag out of that, and we'll use our medium-sized corner punch, and we're just going to snip those little corners on the bottom. And you know what? I think I'm going to use the big corner punch on top after all. So there, now we've got a little tag there. We'll do that. And we know it's a tag. There we go. Now this is going to be, this is 6 inches by, what was it? 5 inches. This can be a side pocket. This could be a journal card. Let's make this a side pocket. And to do that, let's draw a line on here. And we'll make it, let's see, how do we want to do this one? Let's make it 1.5 inches. Let's make it 1 3/4 up. So I've got a little line at 1 3/4. And so then over here, I'm going to do 1 3/4 no, just an inch in on the top, just an inch. And I'm going to get my ruler and my knife if I can find it. If not, I'll use my scissors. I have another knife over here. I believe I do. I have multiples of everything because I can never find anything. So let's go from the top mark to the bottom mark. And we'll cut that. And now we've got a side pocket. We can trim those corners a little bit if we chose to, but now this is going to go on a page. And let me get a piece of paper and I'll fold it and show you. This is going to go on a page just like that, and we'll have a pocket over here. We'll glue it here and here. And so there's that. So we have that one now. We'll have this. We can use this as a pocket. We can use it as a top tuck up there. So we have that piece. We're not going to waste it by any means. So we'll ink those. We'll have them ready. You'll be surprised. If you've never done this before, you'll be surprised at how much ephemera you can get out of a masterboard. It's pretty cool. And you have it all handy and waiting. So there's that. So now we'll have, we have this. This is, let's see, this is 5 inches by 4 inches. So let's make this into a tall pocket. So we'll get our cutter, or our, oops, sorry. I'm going to use my whale tail cutter. I like to make pocket tops with that, little thumb notches. So there's that. And we'll ink it. And then we've got on our page a tall pocket that we can do just like that. And then we've got this piece that is going to be a 2 inch by 5 inch. So let's do a notch in this one. We'll ink it up. And then what we can do is we can either have just this as a tall pocket for a 5 inch pocket, or we can put this on the top of it to have a layered pocket, or we can just have this on the bottom of a page and have a pocket. So we've got another one. We've got 2 pockets now in there. So there's that. Now we've got this. Let's make this into a big journal card. Let me do some trimming back here. There we go. And now we'll just take our corner rounder. I'm going to use the big one because it's a pretty big journal card. And I'm just going to do that. For the journal card, I will back this with coffee dyed paper just because I think that that looks good, and we can actually do that right now. Why not? We can. Let's see. Just have some. You know what? Let's use a piece of Christie's paper because it's got some greens in it, and I really like that. So let's just glue this on there. Just glue this whole back on. see that wonderful side. So I'm going to just put this right on here. Glue it down. I'll just go along and cut that right out. Yes, it would have absolutely been easier before I cut the corners on it. But you know what? It's like I said before, nothing but real life on this channel. So this is how my thought process works sometimes. We'll go right down here. I love this piece of paper, Christy. I love that green on there. So it's still a little bit wet, but it'll flatten out. But there's the back of our journal card. Now we'll have this. We can put this in a big pocket. So there's that. Put my glue on. Okay, now we'll use this for a 5-inch pocket. Actually, let's make this into a journal card too. Let's do this. We'll have a little bit smaller one. Trim. There we go. Now this one I'm going to get a piece of that paper, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut a piece of paper about the right size. Ruler, if I can find it. Yeah, seriously, I spend more time looking for stuff than I do using it most of the time. There it is. Okay, so let's just do mark it here. And we'll mark it here on the bottom. And so we'll cut that piece of paper off. We'll tear it. Look at that yummy green. Isn't that awesome? And we'll snip that off. And now we'll cut it to length. And we'll do right there and right there. There we go. Cut those corners with the middle one. Just like I did the card. Get a glue paper. We'll glue the back of that. And this time, instead of gluing the card, we'll glue the paper and stick the paper to the card instead of the card to the paper. And the reason is because the card is bigger than the paper. The last time when we did the card to the paper, it was going to be the same size. So it wasn't important as to what went on there first. There we go. Now we've got that piece of side paper on the back. I'm going to give it a little bit of ink. Run it along the side there. And now we've got another journal card. So there's that one. And now we've got this one that we did. Let's ink it. Just a quick ink. I'll give it a quick ink on the back. Nothing too big yet. If we want it grungier, we can always add more ink. For sure. Look at that. I love that die job, Christy. Great, fantastic job. All right, now we've got this. We're going to do another little pocket. We'll have a little pocket. Go in about the middle. Give it a snip. There's that. There. That's our first one done. Now let's move on to our second one. And then we'll look at all of our cuts that we get from each one and how many pieces we have all together. Okay, this is our second one. This is a journal card. I'm going to use the medium one on this one. There we go. And I'm not going to back these ones right now. You saw how I do it, so and really, to be honest with you, it doesn't have to have anything on the back because anybody can write. You can write on that, so easy to use just like that. So we've got a journal card. Excuse me. We've got a 4-inch journal card. I'm not crazy about that, so I'm going to set that one aside for just a second. This one we can use. I'm going to cut the corners. We can use this as a horizontal belly band. And what that is I'm sure most of you know that you you glue it here and here and put it on your page like that. And then you can slip a tag down through it. It'll hold it like that. So we'll have that. That. We'll have another 4-inch tag or journal card. I'm so sorry. A little haircut. You could also use this to make a pocket like we did where you cut across it for a page if you choose to, if you want that. That's another one of those 4-inch pieces. Here's another belly band. So the horizontal one. They're kind of fun to have in your box to use. There's that one. Let's make this, let's see. Let's make this into a big tag. This is a 4-inch tag. This is let's make this into a pocket, actually. And, yeah, let's make this into a pocket. So let's do another one of those corner things, and we're just going to wing it this time. We'll use our cutting mat, and we'll go from 1 inch to 2 inches on this one. Let's see what we come up with. Good. I like it. And let's round the corners on this one just because we can. Make it just a little rounded. There we go. Ink it up. There we go. And we'll use this the same way we were going to. We can put this right on the bottom of a page, and it can be a little corner tuck there. Just like that. There we go. Now let's figure out what we can do with these 4x4 pieces. We could cut them right in half, and we can do that and make some of those corner pieces like we had. There we go. I'll have a couple more of those. glue came loose there, so no biggie, we'll fix it. When your paper comes up, just put a piece of glue on there and stick it right back down. There. So now we've got these. We can use these as top, bottom. We could put it on one page, actually, and have it like this. And then your tag kind of fits in the two places like that. It's kind of cute. Anyways, we'll have those. That. Okay, now this one, oops, see, there goes my glue. This is 4 inches wide and 4 inches tall. So let's just take this right down the middle and make it 2 inches wide and 4 inches tall. There we go. And now we're going to cut them into tags, and we'll just cut a tag. I'm going to take that piece that I just cut off of there. I'm going to flip it over and do it on this side so that they match. And just line it up and cut right along that line. And now you have a tag. Cute. There's that. And we'll do this. Oops, we got some paper sticking up. That happens. There we go. It happens. We can fix it. We're just going to put a little bit of glue on there and put it right back down. And now we're going to do the same thing. And let's make them just a little less prominent. Do the same thing on this side so that they match. There you go. Let's trim that little corner. And we'll ink it. And again, on the back of the tags, you can back them. See, there's another little piece up. It happens. You just don't get everything all of the time. So just fix it. There's that. And now, let's see. Is this the shape one or is this our first one? No, this is our second one still. Wow, we got a lot of pieces off of this, didn't we? So let's do this. Let's just make a little cut right there. This one we can use as a side tuck. We can just put it right there, and then we can tuck stuff in there, just like that. That'll be good. There's that. And we've got another 4 inch by 4 inch. So let's cut this right down the middle in two. Actually, let's do it this way, and we'll make some more of those side tucks. We don't have very many of those. We've only got the one, so now we'll have 3. Oops. Cut it right down the middle. I need to clean my mat when I'm done with this video. It's some dirty mat. There we go. Trim a little bit of that excess paper off the edge. And we'll just do the same thing. I'm going to do it right there on this one. And then this one I'm going to do on the other side so that we can use it on the other side of the paper. Close up our glue. Get a little bit more ink. And then we've got some little side tucks. Nice. Okay, we're on the last one. We are on the last one. 3 masterboards. Okay. So now we have got 6" by 3". 6" by 3". We've got 4" by 3". 4" by 3". We've got a 3" and a 3". We've got a belly band, another 6" by 4". 6" by 4". And then we've got a journal card. Let's make the journal card horizontal this time. So you can back it. I'm just going to go through and clip it. Give it some ink. There's that one. Journal card. Let's make these into tags. I'm just going to use my tag cutter, and I'm going to use the big one. There's 4" by 3" tags. We'll have 2 of those. That one. Same thing on this one. Actually, yeah, let's make a small journal card with this one. A smaller journal card. There's that. And we will pull these out and decorate them all together. Tag. Tag. Let's cut our own corners on these ones. Tag. That way we have some different sizes. Tag. And now this one, we'll do that. And like this. There we go. We'll ink them. Cut off those offensive pointy corners, as I will do, I'm sure, before it's all done and over with. All of you know how I roll so far. So work tomorrow, or today. And then I'm off Friday, going out of town with my sister and my cousin, and I'm very, very excited. And I'm back to work on Monday. So it's going to be a fun weekend, though. I can't say what it is because if she watches, she'll know, and it's a surprise, so I can't tell her. Let's make these small ones. They're 3" by 2". Let's make them into tags, like small tags. So let's use our middle one. Oof, shot me in the face. There we go. We'll have just little tags. Let's use our big one on this one. Why not? There. I like that one better. I like that. For that size, I like that bigger punch better. There's that. Ink them up. There we go. Has anybody been counting how many pieces of ephemera we're going to have when we're done? Look at my mat. It is ridiculously dirty. I shall be cleaning it. You will not have to look at this mess again. Let's do our little corner rounder. I'm going to use this to make a belly band. Just like that. Give her some grunginess, because she's a grungy girl. And we're done. Let's see what we've got here. Let me find my lid for my ink. Okay, there's that. Okay, ink is lidded. Let's see what we've got here. We've got belly band, small tag, big tag, journal card. That is a tag. And then we've got a journal card. And we've got a small pocket. We've got another journal card, small pocket, big pocket, small tag, got a belly band. We've got corner pocket and one of these pockets. So let's put this over here. And we've got corner tuck and another corner tuck, tag. We've got corner pockets. We've got this kind. We've got a small journal card. You know what? These are belly bands, so let's put those. These are journal cards. That's belly bands. So all in all, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32 pieces of ephemera from 3 masterboards. And every single one of them looks different from the next one. There's our tags. They're all different. And then we'll embellish the top of them, and they'll all look different again. We've got our corner tucks. We've got our pockets like this, look completely different. Small pockets, completely different. So you can use a masterboard for a lot of versatility. You can get a lot of ephemera, and there's absolutely no waste. In fact, this is a good way to use up your scraps to make the masterboard. I love this one. I don't know why I love it so much, but I do. Beautiful. So we've got all of this to put in our mass make box, and we're going to decorate it. I hope that y'all enjoyed this. Have a great day, and let me know if you do it. Bye.